Hey guys, okay, so I'm back with another skincare video. So before we get started, I feel like I'm looking a bit oily and I'll show you guys my absolute #1 product if you have oily skin. So I started blotting my face before I was filming and then I was like, let me wait and do this on camera so you guys can see how well these work and how oily my skin is. So I've already done a little bit, but basically, I don't know if you guys can tell, my skin is very oily. I'm obsessed with these things. I get the Up and Up brand from Target. I used to get the Clean and Clear, but the Up and Up brand you get 70, the Target should get 50. So throughout the day, I will just use these like literally in my purse. There's like a bunch of these from throughout the day. But if you guys can see, look how well these work. It literally just completely soaks up all the oil, makes your skin look refreshed and renewed and mattified. Isn't that gross? My skin is so oily. It's so annoying, but it's so good because they say people with oily skin, you tend to look younger a lot longer because your skin is hydrated, as opposed to people who have dry skin. Your skin tends to mature at a faster rate because it, you know, looks very dry. It's a gift and a curse because also being oily causes me to break out a lot, break out really easily because my skin is so oily, and my makeup doesn't last as long because of the oiliness of my skin. But I guess I'd probably take oily skin over dry skin because I'd rather look younger longer. But yeah, look at that. I could probably go through another one too. If you have not discovered these things, which I have been obsessed with for years, definitely try this out. I'm not someone that likes to reapply makeup, but I do like to use these instead. Like I said, #1 is oil sheets. Have to have oil sheets with me at all times. I have one in my purse, I have one at my house, I have one in the car. Everywhere I go I have them, because if I don't, I will be looking real crazy and looking a mess. There's several powders you want to keep in mind if you have oily skin. So if you are someone that likes to reapply your makeup outside, like instead of using an oil sheet, maybe you want to use powder to kind of refresh your face. There's a couple powders you can keep in mind. Like I said, I'm not someone that likes to reapply makeup, but if you are someone that likes to reapply makeup, or if you're at some kind of event maybe and you prefer to just kind of dust powder over your face instead of using an oil sheet, I do like this one from Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. This is a translucent one. You know, she said she swears by this one and it does not leave any kind of flashback. It's translucent, so it should go well with any complexion. But you'll see it's super finely milled. It's really light. It looks white on your hand, but then when you rub it in, it kind of disappears. And I just kind of keep this one in my purse in the event that I decide that I do kind of want to blot my face with a powder. And I have a little travel size brush that I use with it. Or sometimes I may use this one to set a matte foundation because I don't want to put any heavy powder over it. Or I might use it to put on my skin as like the powder before foundation kind of thing, as opposed to using a loose translucent powder. I may use something like this that's a bit lighter, so that's an option. Or something else that I've really been loving lately is this All Nighter powder by Urban Decay. So this one is translucent as well, but it has more of a tannish kind of color, but it is still translucent. It's supposed to just kind of blend into any complexion. So when you blend it in, it's super lightweight. It's supposed to mattify and waterproof your makeup. I haven't tried to put any water on my face while I had makeup on it, and of course initially it does mattify your skin. I actually have it on today, but it gives that kind of blown out, blurred airbrush kind of look, which I really like how it makes my makeup look. Like I said, it's super lightweight. I just use it with a damp beauty blender and just kind of blot it on my face. You're supposed to put it over your foundation. So I'll put it over my foundation to set it, and then I will lightly dust my face with like a powder that is my color, just to ensure that it's going to blend in properly. Because of oily skin, you want to make sure that you set your makeup. Because it's so oily, you don't want it kind of slipping and sliding on your face and kind of melting off quicker than it should. So I'm just going to show you guys 2 different powders that I do like. One of them, which is this one, I've mentioned this before. You can I actually like to wear this alone sometimes, like with concealer and powder. This could be like my powder foundation. Or lately, if I want kind of like a more finished look, which I have it on today as well, I will dust this over my foundation just to, you know, maybe to give me a little bit more coverage, or just to, like I said, I feel like it gives like a really pretty airbrush look. So I like to use this one from Benefit, and I'll link all of the products that I use below like I always do, so you guys can kind of just hit the link and go straight to it. I'll leave the shades I have as well in case you're a similar complexion to mine. So like I said, this one is a little bit heavier. You can use it lightly as well, but it's not as light as some other ones. That's why you can use it for just your actual foundation as well too. But this one is a little bit lighter. This is the Next to Nothing pressed powder. I have it in dark from MAC. So this one, once again, if you want to just use a powder as your foundation, you can, but this is really, really light to where you just kind of dust it on your face just to kind of set it a little bit so that it doesn't move around, but it's not going to make you feel like it looks cakey or that you have a lot of heavy powder on your face. So of course you want to have a mattifying type primer. For me, I've yet to find something that completely mattifies my skin for good. Like the products that I use to help with the oiliness of my skin, that's all it does. It helps it. Nothing has actually eliminated the oiliness, which maybe is a good thing because I don't want my skin to dry out. Although if you have oily, sensitive, acne prone skin like I do, if you're using benzoyl peroxide products, sometimes you do want to add in some extra hydration. And I'll kind of show you guys some things that are good for that. But on the mattifying side, I'll show you guys like 3 different primers that I have that kind of go with mattifying. So this is the one from Becca. I don't love this one. A lot of people rave about this one, but for me the consistency of it is a little bit odd to use. I haven't tried it in a really long time. I probably should try it again, but I've held on to it because it is a really good primer for oily skin. As you can see, the thing with this is that you just have to know how to use it properly, because then it can kind of like ball up on your skin, but it feels a little bit wet and it's a little thicker, but then it kind of dries down and it's supposed to kind of mattify your skin. Make sure you just kind of pat it in, because I think the problem comes when you try to rub it in. But this is a good one from Becca. This is an Ever Matte one. This one I do like. This is the Too Faced Peached and Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This one has a pump, and you'll see it has kind of like a little pinkish tone, but of course that blends down and it doesn't show up that color at all. It just will give you more so of a glow, but it turns totally translucent. And I like to use that one on my face, kind of like an everyday one that I like, and I'll also kind of like pat it into those areas right here that I feel like I have the most pores. And then another option in another formula, if you're looking for one, is this Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is the light one, which is oil free and is for like sensitive, oily, acne prone skin. So this one is more of like a lotion form, kind of rub it all on your face, and it should help minimize the oiliness. So as I mentioned, if you have acne prone skin, in addition to it being oily, you sometimes want to make sure it's really hydrated. So as far as primers go, if you're oily but you need some hydration, I would recommend this one. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This one's really good. It doesn't leave me oily, but if I have any dry patches for some reason, because I've been using a lot of like acne products, it kind of hydrates my skin, smooths it out, helps makeup last while also giving me that hydration but not making me extra oily. Of course, if you're oily, you want to probably stick to formulas and foundation that are on the matte side, and then like I said, either mix something like a glowy or moisturizing primer into it, or just use your highlighter to kind of give you that glow. So I always stick to foundations that are on the matte side, like I said, because I'm already really oily. So one of my all-time favorites is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I believe I have a video that I did a while ago of various foundations that I love for oily, acne prone skin, so check those out. But this is one that I've just been reaching for lately since my skin has been extra oily, or if I feel like I've been breaking out a lot and I have a lot of discoloration or marks to cover, then I'll use this one. But I only use one pump and then just use concealer. I don't ever make this one look too heavy, because some people say that this one can be really heavy, but for me it's never an issue because I don't use a lot and I blend it out really well. Another matte one is this Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I think this one is waterproof as well. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. So you guys know, if you have followed my videos, that I'm obsessed with this Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. This is really good. This is for oily skin, so I will spray this on my face initially before I start my makeup, and then I'll spray it on my face when I'm done. And it definitely keeps the oil at bay. I've tried other mattifying setting sprays and none of them have worked, but this is actually, I think, my second or third bottle, maybe my second. It's the first one that I have tried that actually is effective, and I really love it. Only thing is, just make sure you shake it up really, really well before you spray it. because if not, you'll see like little white dots, which is like the mattifying properties in it. This is like a skincare makeup type of product. So this is the Pores No More Mattifying Hydrator by Dr. Brandt. So this is supposed to help mattify your skin and help with the pores. I don't see it do much for pores, but it's for oily combination skin, and I just like it because it's like I said, it's like a makeup skincare product in one. So this one is blue. I'll kind of show you guys if you can see that. I don't like to waste too much product because these things are not cheap, but if you can see, it's blue, and it just has that same kind of texture that most of these mattifying products have. Kind of like the Benefits Professional, that kind of product, but it just melts down really nicely. I'll just kind of put it on these areas, pat it in there, and then I'll rub it all over my face as well. You want to always make sure you have a toner, because even when you wash your face, sometimes there can still be residue on there, or just still some kind of oils that you for some reason didn't completely get off with your cleanser. This is one that I'm obsessed with. This is the Kota Moisturizing Toner. Sometimes people with oily skin may feel like because their skin is so oily, they don't need to hydrate it and moisturize it, but that is the opposite of what you should do, because if you don't hydrate your skin, then it's going to produce more oil to try to make up for the lack of hydration. So this is a moisturizing toner, but it doesn't leave any residue on my face. I can swipe it over my eyes. It doesn't irritate my eyes, doesn't irritate my skin. It's super simple and clean, and I have repurchased this so many times that I don't even know how many times I've repurchased it, but I love it. It's super easy. I have tried mattifying toners in the past, and I've yet to find one that actually works on my skin and doesn't make me feel like I have an extra layer of product on it. So before you even do any of these products, well, after the toner but before the makeup and all that stuff, you want to make sure that you have a good moisturizer. So generally, if I'm using two moisturizers, I like to use a lightweight one in the morning, and then I'll use like a heavier one at night, because at nighttime is when I will really up the intensity of hydration in my skin. For one, because a lot of times I'm using different masks that can dry my skin out. And then for two, that's just when your skin is at rest and it rejuvenates and it repairs itself, and it's good to make sure that you're pumping in that hydration at night when you don't have to worry about trying to put makeup on it and all that stuff. You just keep it hydrated. So that's what I normally do. And then there's other times when I just use one product. Right now I'm just using one moisturizer for AM and PM, and this is the Ole Henriksen Transform Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. So as I've said a billion times, not only is my skin oily, but it's acne prone and sensitive. So I do break out. I have hormonal acne, so I'll break out in these areas. And then also when I break out, I get a mark. So I'm always wanting skincare products that are going to not only not break out my sensitive skin, of course, but are also going to help repair my skin and diminish the marks and the discoloration that is left from breakout. So that's what this one is all about. It's about evening out your skin tone and texture. So this one I've been using, I've been loving it. I feel like it's a good balance of something that is hydrating but is still good for oily skin. So it's not super light and it's not super heavy. It's like the perfect consistency. So I know that my skin is getting hydrated, but it does not leave a heavy oily residue on my face, and I also know that it's treating the acne marks. So I think that's it. Those are all the products. Of course, I'll link them below, but these are just the things for me. There's a billion products out there, so you know, everybody's going to use what they want. These are the ones, after everything that I've tried, that I feel are really good products for oily, acne prone skin, especially, you know, for oily skin, because you want to make sure to keep the oil at bay so your makeup is not slipping and sliding and looking real crazy at the end of the day. Any specific questions about any of these products that I mentioned, leave them in the comment section below. Of course, I will definitely get back to you guys. You know, I always do. If I don't ever get back to you for some reason, it means that your question or comment was probably put into like that spam folder, which doesn't allow me to respond to it. So I don't know why that happens to some people and then not to others. But if I see your question, I will definitely always make it a point to answer it. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you know when I post videos. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. All my loves too. Follow me on Instagram. You'll know whenever I'm posting a video. You'll know, you know, a little bit about what's going on in my life. You'll see different pictures and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's just another way to engage. I love engaging with you guys and communicating with you on a regular basis. So Make sure you follow me on there. And that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.